Relatives will always feel insecure and worried if the grave exhumation ceremony for the deceased does not go smoothly. According to Professor Mallarney, along with economic development, Vietnamese people are investing more and more money and faith in this ritual. However, the government also encourages people to choose cremation instead of traditional burial. The origin of the custom of grave digging probably comes from the belief in worshipping parents and ancestors, wishing for deceased relatives to be clean. Grave exhumation and reburial were probably because they could not bear to let the body of a loved one be immersed in dirty water for a long time, being crushed by the rotten boards of the coffin. The family digs up the buried coffin, cleans the deceased's bones, places them in a small iron box or clay pot, and reburies them in another area. Grave exhumation is carried out for many reasons. However, most of the reasons are spiritual reasons that the family considers blasphemy. Passive graves, violations, or bad family events are often the main reasons leading to grave exhumation. Because when the deceased passes away, the family is still poor or in exile, and cannot choose a decent plot of land but must choose a temporary burial plot. The wooden coffin is bad and not durable. The funeral took place roughly, not being able to fully care for the deceased, so the family felt ashamed. Now that the family is well off, they can choose a good piece of land, build a beautiful tomb, and a beautiful coffin, so they can pay their last respects to the deceased to put the soul at ease. The grave is infested with termites, has insects and animals nesting, affecting the structure of the ground around the coffin. The grave has been intruded by water, or because it was buried near a water source, the water has now changed its course and eroded, affecting the body inside the coffin. Because the land where the tomb was built has now been planned for other uses, such as road construction, it is reluctant to reburial in order to move the tomb to another place. The homeowner noticed sadness and unexplained calamity in the house, thinking it was due to foul play or disturbing the grave. So he dug up the grave and reburied it with the hope of finding a source of prosperous earth and dragon energy, resolving the unhappiness, peace or disaster for the family. The homeowner wants to find an auspicious place to dig up a grave and rebury it, hoping to enjoy a good sound, or an abundance of blessings from a prosperous dragon, so that the family and clan can prosper, and children and grandchildren can gain fame and fortune, and bring happiness to the family. Grave digging is usually only carried out after the sun has gone out, with flashlights as the only source of light. Regarding spirituality, sorcerers believe that ghosts belong to the night, especially winter nights. Scientifically, at night with cold weather is the most appropriate time to bring up a body that is or has been decomposed, containing many toxic gases and microorganisms. very likely to pollute the environment, leading to death, diseases, even epidemics for humans. If this were done in the midday sun on a summer day, the risks and health risks would increase significantly. The hours-long nighttime ritual is not for the faint of heart. The ceremony started late at night when the shaman prayed to the gods and ancestors to bless everything to go smoothly. On the offering tray are sticky rice, boiled chicken, a paper horse to burn for the gods, and stacks of US dollars from the underworld, in addition to many other offerings. After praying, the priest tossed yin and yang coins to ask the gods guarding the cemetery for permission to conduct the coffin exhumation ceremony. Relatives, along with grave diggers, worked together to bring the wooden coffin to the surface. Everyone held their breath and waited until the coffin lid popped off and saw that the body had decomposed, leaving only bones. No one wants to use tools to remove the flesh of a deceased loved one. According to custom, this job can be done after 3 years. Recently, due to the use of drugs, especially cancer treatment chemicals, the body decomposes much longer. There are cases where after 10 years of being picked up, there is still flesh stuck to the joints. It is a custom that is gradually becoming outdated compared to the times, but for some people, grave digging is still considered a big deal. It is not just about caring for deceased relatives, it is even considered related to the rise and fall of the family. Whether many other families and other ethnic groups do not dig their graves, will the future of their descendants be affected is a question that is not easy to answer. Grave digging used to be common in many places due to the influence of ancient customs. However, today grave exhumation is no longer widely practiced due to hygiene, health, and cultural requirements becoming more stringent, as well as due to the lack of land funds that families tend to bury forever. No more exhumation.